Have you ever thought about just the sheer amount of sports that are going on in North America at this point right now? We have NFL, we have NBA, we have MLB, and we have NHL all happening at the same time, and I think that's just kind of crazy, just how many professional sports, at least for North America, that are going on at the same time. I'm probably missing some, to be completely honest, but those are the ones that I just, at least for like the major, pro leagues, I guess? I don't know, because I know obviously there's college stuff, like that's always going on, but yeah, this is just crazy to think about. Lots of stuff. Anyways, hello everybody, this is that Manga Dude, and welcome to a good old-fashioned pickups video. Today we are talking about what I picked up in the month of October 2025. This video is getting made early because, whether you know it or not, I will be going to Japan with my wife so we can finally celebrate our honeymoon very late, aka a whole year after our wedding. And yeah, just we're really excited to go. It's gonna be a really great time. We have a lot of awesome stuff planned. I'll probably be recording and taking pictures and stuff like that, but I don't know if I'm gonna be posting that much about it per se. Obviously, because I kind of want to keep my life, that part of my life, private to an extent. So yeah, but we are going to be really excited. I will obviously be talking about what I did pick up in Japan and all that kind of stuff in some kind of video at some point, but when that will come out, I don't know, but it's not going to be yet. Anyways, this video is not about that. It's about the pickups of October, which I did manage to pick up a lot of stuff from Viz and not a lot from everybody else. It's kind of weird. I was looking over everything I picked up. I'm like, really? I picked up all that from Viz and like nothing else. But anyways, you will see as we get through it. Let's get started right now. Okay, so how these pickups videos usually start is the first section is the publishers that I didn't get a lot from or are either defunct. There's only one publisher that went to defunct but is now back, and you'll see what I mean when we get there. But let's get started. So, from Yen Press, I picked up Soul Eater Volume 21 from Atsushi Okubo. I'm very close to finishing the series, clearly. I'm on to the last 4 volumes, because there's 25 volumes in Soul Eater. But yeah, really enjoyable series. I've been having a great time reading through it, very slowly, but having a great time nonetheless. And I'm excited to be getting towards the end of it, because, yeah, it's been a really great time, but I'm really excited to see where this story is going to end up, because I've been loving the characters and all of their growth throughout the story, and the story's pretty interesting. So yeah, excited to read this next couple volumes. Alright, up next from Udon, we picked up this is volume 2 of the critically acclaimed, I don't know, but the definitely Twitter acclaimed series that a lot of people love, and for good reason. The art is absolutely gorgeous, and I am really excited to have a second volume. If you don't know what the series is about, it follows the story about this man here. He is a policeman, and this woman who is on the other part, which is the first volume, but she is just a woman who's kind of like walking around. They meet each other, they basically kind of befriend in a weird, strange way, and like there's like this kind of romantic tension and just kind of throughout their day-to-day lives. It's pretty interesting. I don't know. The story is obviously not going to be super intense. It's really all about the art, and the art is absolutely gorgeous. I love it a lot. But yes, excited to have the second volume. Alright, from Kodansha, we have ourselves the 4th volume of Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity from Sakamikami. Actually, I just picked this up because my wife and I have been watching the anime, and the anime has been a really great and faithful adaptation of the manga. So I wanted to continue reading it because I've been pretty slow on these releases. I'm like, I think like what, 5 volumes behind now. So yeah, it's gonna be a slow build for me personally, but I just really love like the development of the friendships, and like the romantic aspect is nice and all, but I think I really just enjoy how these characters interact with one another, how their friendship is growing and changing and molding and going through their ups and downs. And yeah, I just really enjoy the series for that specific reason. So happy to have that 4th volume. Can't wait to read it. Alright, from TokyoPop, aka this is TokyoPop before they went out of business. This is Yui Hara's The Witch of Artemis Volume 1. I don't know anything about this, but the cover looked really cute and the volume was in good condition. So yeah, I'll probably be checking this out at some point in the near future. And another one that I saw that was in really good condition, that is The Warriors of Tao, Volume 1 from Shinya Kuwahara. Don't know anything about this one either, but it looks kind of interesting. Looks like there's going to be a lot of violence and action and stuff like that, so we'll see if this is any good or not. And now, from new TokyoPop, we have ourselves Volume 2 of You Can't Live All on Your Own from Zoko Tsuno. This is a series that I really enjoyed that first volume. I thought it was fantastic, and I'm so happy to have the second volume already. But it follows a story about these 4 women here who all live with one another, and are all struggling with different aspects of their lives. One of them is struggling with following the social norms of having a relationship. One of them is wanting more from her relationship, aka she wants to get married and have children. Another is struggling with her career and putting so much focus on it that she doesn't seem to be able to ask for help. And then the other one, or the other person, is basically a stay-at-home graphic artist who's currently struggling. Like, not really struggling. She's actually the one I think like the most stable, although she has a really hard time with her money, so like that's one of her struggles that she deals with. So it's pretty interesting. Their interactions are really great with one another. I think it's really interesting to see like the human condition and like seeing like how women struggle with various aspects of their lives because of societal norms that are placed on them in Japan and just over across the board. But I really enjoyed this first volume, and second volume, excited to get into it. Now from 7 Seas, I actually got quite a few volumes. So first up, I got Night of the Living Cat Volume 6 from Hawkman and Mecha Roots. Really fun post-apocalyptic comedy horror series following the story about these characters who live in a world where like a cat virus has kind of taken over, and if you're touched by a cat, you turn into a cat. So it's about the last living humans trying to figure out how to survive in this strangely cute post-apocalyptic world. It's ridiculous, it's over the top, it's so funny, and I've been really enjoying the series and happy to have the 6th volume. Alright, up next, haven't you heard? I'm Sakamoto Volume 3 from Nami Sano. Yes, this is a comedy series following the story of Sakamoto, who is like this like basically perfect student, although he is very strange and weird, and the series follows that that same kind of like motto. Everything's really weird in this series. It's very entertaining. If you're looking for like kind of slapstick humor comedy, this is a great series for that. Alright, this is one that I picked up because, you know, I've heard things about it and I don't really know much other than that, is that this is Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games, Volume 1 from Eri Ejima. I think that this is a Yuri series. I don't know for sure. I feel like I saw that somewhere and I couldn't tell if it was a joke or not, so I don't know. But I really like the cover. I think the cover is nice, and yeah, it looks like it's gonna be like following these stories, following a story about these girls who go to like this like private school, you know, where they have to be kind of uptight and very formal and stuff like that. But these girls like to play video games. So yeah, I think that's what it's gonna follow the story of. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing from the front and also from the back. But yeah, excited to get into this soon. Alright, up next, got the next volume I needed of My Dear Detective, Mitsuko's Case Files, Volume 4 from Natsumi Ito. This is a really fun, kind of like day-to-day mystery life following story about these 2 characters here, who work as like a duo trying to solve mysteries across Japan. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. The art's really great. I love the historical aspect of it as well. And I think it just really pays homage to that time, while also having like kind of more of a forward-thinking story. So yeah, really enjoyed this series. Really enjoying this series, excuse me, and I'm excited to get into this 4th volume. And last but not least, from 7 Seas, we have ourselves Now That We Draw, Volume 3 from Kiyu Takahata and Yuji Kaba. Yeah, this is a kind of like it's not really ecchi, but like it's definitely like a manga written for boys, following a story about these 2 characters. One is like this Gyaru, kind of super popular girl, and this other one is like this nerdy guy, of course it is. But they both want to become manga artists, so they get into this fake relationship, and try to use that, like, their experiences in order to create better manga. So I really like the manga aspect. I think it's really great. I think the relationship aspect is meh. I think it's fine. I mean, like, it's there. But yeah, it definitely has a lot of fan service, especially in like the 2nd and 3rd volume. I haven't read this already, but I won't give my opinions on it just yet. But yes, there's a lot of fan service, and it's like, it kind of, for me personally, it kind of takes away from the story personally. But that's just me. It's just like, that's just a personal bias for me, is that like I feel like when you focus too much on fan service, it's kind of like, well, why did you need to do that? Like, what was the point of this other than to be like, oh, look, haha, isn't it funny that you could see her panties? Or like, oh, isn't it funny that like blah blah blah. So I don't know, it's just like one of those things where it's just a personal preference of mine that I don't personally like in stories, but you know, somebody's gonna like it, I guess. But yeah, happy to get this 3rd volume. Alright, it is now time for the Viz Media section because I have a lot of Viz Media manga to talk about, and I've split them by their, designations. You'll see what I mean. They're imprints, that's what it is. So first, for the non-imprint, we have ourselves Girl Crush Volume 3 from Midori Tayama. I had to pick up this volume. I have been absolutely loving this series. It's a really fun shoujo series following the story about this girl who's kind of, always trying to be perfect in life in order to, get the attention of a boy that she really likes. And now she meets this girl who's kind of become her rival in a way, who wants to become a K-pop idol. So then she decides, the main character decides that she wants to become a K-pop idol as well in order to attempt to woo over the boy. But then she comes to learn that she really wants to focus and become a better K-pop idol, and actually wants to do it because it's fun and she's always aiming for the top. So it's a really interesting first volume. I think the romance aspect kind of goes away, and I kind of enjoy that it does go away, and I really love that it focuses on the girl and her self-growth and trying to figure out what her self-worth is and stuff like that. So it's a really great story in that aspect, and happy to have this third volume. This series is awesome. Alright, from the Shonen Sunday line, we have ourselves Rai from Yoshiaki. This is volume 1. Follows a story about the world that was attacked by aliens. The humans won, and now they're trying to clean up the world because the aliens left behind these various species like space vermin and space varmint that they need to basically eliminate in order to kind of reclaim Earth. So this girl here, she works for one of those cleaner companies, but she kind of wakes up at the beginning of the volume and is getting tested on by aliens, and lo and behold, a little bit later in the volume, she suddenly is sprouting out this giant alien arm, and now she may or may not have an alien inside her. So it's kind of like a wacky story in that aspect. It definitely isn't as lewd as the cover suggests. But yes, I did talk about this in the FVI, so if you want to check that out for my full opinions, go check it out down below, or whenever it shows up on screen here. Alright, up next from the old school Viz graphic novel line, we have ourselves Mobile Suit Gundam Wing Blind Target from Akemi Omode, Sakura Asagi, Yoshiyuki Tomino, and Hajime Yatate. So yes, I believe this is a sequel to the Gundam Wing series. This is a Mobile Suit series that my wife really enjoys. And I have not personally watched at all, but I found this for a really cheap price at a library bookstore of all places, and it was in really good condition, so I was like, why not? Let's go pick it up and see what it's all about. So yeah, interested to read this after I decided to watch Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. Alright, up next from the taller Viz line, we have ourselves Destroy All Humans, They Can't Be Regenerated from Katsuda Issei and Takuma Yokota. This is a Magic the Gathering focused slice of life series following the story about these two characters who really enjoy playing Magic the Gathering with one another, and may or may not have a crushing on one another as well. So I don't know, it's just kind of a really fun, nostalgic read. I think it definitely harkens back in the day when I used to play trading card games. So that's why I've been picking up, and I've been really enjoying it. But I really think it can be enjoyed by just about anybody. So if you're looking for kind of a fun series that focuses on Magic the Gathering, go check this out. Alright, from the Viz Originals line, we have ourselves Kamudo from Akira Himekawa. This is volume 1 of the new series by the duo who worked on the Legend of Zelda manga. So if you've been reading any of those Legend of Zelda stuff, especially Twilight Princess, it's the longest release they've had. I think you're going to enjoy this. It's a kind of a high fantasy series following a story about this world where these demi-humans, or these demi-characters, where they're kind of dragon people and lion and cat people are living in this world, and then one day there's prophecy that there's going to be someone who's going to bring some kind of major change to the world, and lo and behold, the first human is born. So it's about that story and how this human is going to change their lives forever. So yeah, interesting premise. The world building's great. I've talked about this in the FEI as well, so go check that video out if you want my full opinions on this. Alright, up next, early release, I think, or maybe it's just a new release. This is Insomniac's After School Volume 11 from Makoto Ojiro. One of my favorite ongoing, well, ongoing in English, that is, ongoing slice-of-life romance series. It's so great, it's so lovely, it's so wonderful. It follows the story of these two kids here. If you haven't heard me talk about this before, you should probably go check out my various reading logs where I talk about it. But I do really enjoy the series. I'm sad that it's coming to an end here in English, but I'm excited to see how it ends. Okay, from the Viz Media line, Action is what they used to call it. This is Flame of Rekka Volume 11. So yeah, finally found another volume of Flame of Rekka from Nobuyuki Anzai. I think this is a very fun, stock standard shonen series that has a lot of like entertaining stuff. If you like just big fights and entertaining stuff like that, with some silly comedy, I think you will enjoy the series as I have currently. Alright, also from the Action line, I managed to find actually quite a few of the old school Inuyasha volumes. I got 17 through 20, and they're in very good condition, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, if you don't know about In Your Pasta, I mean, there's so much you can say about it. Follows a story about Inuyasha and Kagome, excuse me, who is like this girl who gets teleported to this old world, and she finds out that she's like the spiritual ancestor of Kikyo, who is like this former like exorcist person who used to be friends / possible lovers with Inuyasha. And yeah, so it's just about like their actions and stuff in the history, and it's pretty fun. I don't know, I've had a great time with it, but yes, having 4 volumes here is really cool to have. Okay, from the Shoujo Beat line, we have ourselves A Star Brighter Than the Sun Volume 3 from Kazune Kawahara, a really lovely rom-com series that I've been reading recently, and it's been so much fun, and I love these two so much. They're so cute. Oh, help me God. But happy to have that 3rd volume. I'm excited to read it. Alright, up next, if we're talking about the absolute opposite, we have ourselves the super messy romance series, or like romance drama. This is Firefly Wedding Volume 2 from Oreko Tachibana. This story is absolutely bonkers, and but quite endearing in many ways, but it follows the story about this girl here, who's part of this like royal prestigious family, but one day gets kidnapped, and she's very sickly, just as like a note, so she's kind of seen as like the lame duck of the royal family, or of like the prestigious family. So when she gets kidnapped, and the people are getting ready for a ransom, she is talking to her bodyguard. She's like, I will marry you if you get me out of here. And he's like, are you sure? And yes, she may or may not have should have made that choice, because he is genuinely crazy. He is absolutely scary and just ready to do whatever he wants, because he's an assassin, so he goes and kills people. So it's about their kind of strange relationship and how she gets trapped on this kind of island of prostitutes. I'm blanking on the names of like prostitutes / geishas. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting story. It's very intense in a lot of like scary and deep ways. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm excited to have the 2nd volume. Alright, up next, I picked up the next 2 volumes of Kimi ni Todoke that I needed. This is Kaoruho Shina's Volume 16 and 17. I love this series. This is one of my favorite shoujo series of all time. And yeah, I've just recently started picking it up again because I managed to find more volumes, and I will continue to read it and have a great time with it. Alright, up next, finally got Snow Angel Volume 2 from Haruka Chizu. This was like a really depressing series, to be completely honest, about this girl here, who's kind of like stuck living with her family, and she feels like she's never been able to really do things. She's kind of a yes woman because like her grandma's like getting sick or whatever, so then she has to help her. She feels obligated to do that, and kind of like wants her sister to live the life that she never had, until like these 2 boys from back in the day come back and like are like, hey, look, it's her, blah, 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 and then they end up like kind of like changing her perspective once again, maybe like trying to push herself to actually do what she wants to do. So pretty interesting and very depressing story. I really enjoyed the 1st volume, but excited to read the 2nd one. Alright, up next, Queen's Quality Volume 3 from Kiyosuke Motomi. Glad to have another volume of this series. Queen's Quality is really flippin' cool. But it follows a story about these 2 here. He is part of a family of like called sweepers or cleaners that are basically meant to clean up like the dark thoughts and just keeping things clean, which is like kind of like a metaphor for, you know, trying to keep your mind calm and at peace, because if you add like dark moments or like dark things into it, you become a little more malicious, you know, and things like that. So in in this world, if those things become too powerful, then yes, people will start becoming like evil and start attacking one another. So it's their goal to try to clean those like dark thoughts out, and like which is like really cool. I think it's a really interesting story. There's a lot of complicated, not complicated, but there's a lot of complex story beats that you kind of just have to read QQ Sweeper and then go into Queen's Quality. But yeah, it's a really great series up to this point. I've only read the first 2 volumes, but I'm happy to have the 3rd one. Alright, an early volume. This is Kagurabachi Volume 5 from Takeru Hokazono. Yes, I managed to get this volume early, so happy to have an early volume of everyone's favorite hyped series that I'm not as hyped on, but I do enjoy nowadays. Alright, up next, got really lucky and found a volume of Reborn. This is volume 9 from Akira Amano. And yeah, this is a pretty fun, like, mafia comedy action series that I actually haven't read in a while. I'm going to be completely honest. I think the last volume I read was like volume 5 or volume 6. But yes, it's been a slow go, obviously, because this is an unfinished series from Viz Media. So once I get up to, I think, like volume 16 or 17, it will stop here in English, unfortunately. Maybe someday we will get a full release of this series. Alright, a new series. This is Phantom Busters, Volume 1 from Neo Shoko. I talked about this in my FBI. But yes, it follows a story about this guy here who doesn't believe in ghosts. He thinks ghosts are fake. They're just not logical. It doesn't follow science and stuff like that. And then he meets this strange man here, a strange boy here, who is also an exorcist. And he does so by eating the ghosts. So yes, they create this group called the Phantom Busters, and it's about them and their like little hijinks and completing missions and completing like mysteries and stuff like that. So yeah, I won't talk about it here, but yes, if you want my full opinions, go check out the FBI. If you want my shorter opinions, go check out the reading log when it comes out later this month. Up next, picked up another volume of Marriage Talks in Volume 6 from Joe Miyaku and Mizuki Yoda. Yeah, I haven't read this series. I mean, I got Volume 5 and read it, and I had a really great time with it, but I've been pretty slow on the releases, to be fair. But it's funny, because I actually really enjoy the series. It did win my Best Shonen Series of 2024, and I still agree with that, because it is, I think, a quintessential shonen series in all of its aspects. But yes, happy to have the 6th volume, and can't wait to read it. Up next, Ruri Dragon Volume 2 from Masaoki Shindo. This is a series that a lot of people love, and for good reason. I think it's enjoyable. But it follows a story about this girl here, Ruri, who is a like half dragon girl, and yeah, it's about her learning about her powers, and yeah, just trying to figure out and navigate that. And yeah, it's entertaining, and yeah, happy to have the 2nd volume. Alright, up next, I managed to pick up 2 volumes of DanDaDan. This is volumes 14 and 15 from Yukinobu Tatsu. And yes, just continuing this absolutely ridiculous and bonkers series. It is a lot of fun. Happy to have these 2 volumes. And last, but certainly not least, I managed to get Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 28 from Gege Akutami early. And yes, sir, boss, I got this early, and we are almost done. We are so close. Please, I'm almost done. Get me out of jail. Get me out of here. Yes, I'm one of those people that's kind of a sunken cost fallacy where it's like I've gotten to this point where I'm almost at the end of the series. I just kind of have to read it just to know how it ends. But yes, it is a series that I am very mixed bag on. I think it has some really great moments and some really meh moments and some really bad moments. But yes, we are almost done. This is volume 28. We are very close. And yes, that's going to be it for my pickups for October 2025. Thank you so much for watching. Did you pick up anything super cool? Let me know in the comments below. Are you interested in any of the manga that I picked up? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much to Dragon Bugs for being a member. You are awesome. You're amazing. You will be getting some kind of members only video coming up soon as well, so look forward to that. If you want to become a member, there are 3 tiers where you can support me financially, but you don't have to. But if you do, you're awesome, you're amazing, and you're really cool. And you help me support this really fun time that I always have making YouTube videos for you guys. So yes, you know what to do. You can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. Those are all amazing things, and I love it when you do that. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you, yeah, you, the one who's watching, you, in the next video. Bye-bye-bye!